I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
Oh, I bet you were, Aaron. I told you guys, a petty Aaron Rodgers is a very dangerous quarterback. Welcome to the real winners and losers from NFL Week 1, first of the 2025 season. A ridiculously abundant amount of entertaining football went down this week. The Bills had one of the most improbable comebacks ever. The Packers dominated the Lions. The Steelers and Jets gave us a very competitive game. The Dolphins got slaughtered. J.J. McCarthy had a Josh Allen-like fourth quarter in his NFL debut. So many real winners and losers this week to get through, but first, the glorious return of the blop 10 plays. 10 plays so disturbing, not even Myles Garrett would tackle them. And I've actually added an 11th. A Levis 11. Will Levis may be on IR, but his legend will live, okay? The Levis 11 this week goes to Bradley Chubb, tackle the Colts offensive lineman. I know it's been a long time since you played, Bradley, but in the game of football, you tackle the guy with the football. Blop 10, Tyler Guyton's punch. Playing left tackle is so much easier when you can simply beat the shit out of your opposing edge rushers. Blop 9, Justin Herbert may have had the best angry run of the week, but it came back because of a penalty. Luckily, his teammate Tahir Tart had the bloppiest slap of the week, open-handed, and yes, he is now in witness protection. After the Swifties saw him do this to Taylor's fiance, maybe that smack made Kelsey forget what country he's actually in. You think you're in Spain, Travis? Blop 8, a green sex toy made it to an NFL field. Can we stop doing this, guys? Seriously, you're gonna ruin this for everyone. When the NFL bans dildos, what are all the fans who bring them to the games and use them responsibly going to do? Huh? Huh, guys? Blop 7, J.J. Watt, for making Iron Eagle look like a hobbit. Blop 6, Tua was picked off by Cam Bynum, and Bynum celebrated by having a seizure? Do pulled hamstrings lead to seizures now? As bad as Tua played, I wouldn't blame him if he faked a seizure on the field. Drake May caught his own pass. It's official. The Patriots really don't have anyone to throw to. Blop 4, Caleb Williams trying to channel his inner Mahomes and instead gets intentional grounding because this pass couldn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Failing to throw the ball away while doing a Mahomes would be like if I was asked to replace Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter, and the very first thing I did was rip a loud, clearly and indistinguishably audible fart as soon as the show went live. Blop 3, guy stuck on flag. Is this the most patriotic man in America? Our country is very divided right now, but I truly believe that Flag Man has the power to unite all of us. This is how it's done. Take note, Brandon Whedon, you go over the flag. Blop 2, Bills fans were headed for the exits with over 9 minutes to go in a 2-score game. Did they not learn anything from the 1992 comeback against the Oilers? Hell, did they not learn anything from the 13-second game in Kansas City? You only have so much time left in Highmark Stadium and you leave early with Josh Allen as your quarterback?
I think there's people that left the stadium. That's okay. We'll be fine, but have some faith next time.
Bills fans, I'm not mad. I am disappointed, though. And the fan who shoved DeAndre Hopkins has been banned from the stadium. And Blop 1, this catch by DK Metcalf in the fourth quarter to help set up the game-winning 60-yard field goal kick from the Steelers' serial killer. And yeah, I'm quoting Mike Tomlin on this.
And I can't say enough about Boz. Man, our kicker is a serial killer. Man, he got a low pulse rate. He can't wait to deliver.
Don't forget to subscribe here. The goal is to get to 800,000 by the end of September. We're on pace, I think, but we might need to pick it up just a little bit. Boom! Yeah, today's episode sponsored by Prize Picks and my sign-up code TGS. Guys, I actually got 2 Week 1 lineups correct. And I always knew J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams would each throw a touchdown pass. I never doubted that for 3 straight quarters. Make your first $5 deposit and Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups. You can follow me on Prize Picks and see every play I make. And holy crap, we're over 1,000 signups, guys. Over 1,000 of you have signed up with my code TGS. We are well on our way to hitting at least 6,000 signups this season, and I can't thank you enough. There's a new max discount with Travis Kelce for week 2. Make sure you take advantage of his half of a receiving yard when you build a lineup. The next big bonus is at 1,200 signups, so let's keep going. If you like guessing stat totals, and you know you can do it responsibly, show Prize Picks some love with my code and the link below. Sports. Now the NFL season officially began Thursday, and Dak Prescott is the recipient of the first Joe Burrow Award, going to the quarterback who, no matter what he does, his team loses. Prescott was spat upon just 6 seconds into the NFL season, and he proceeded to go on quite the heater in a very valiant effort against the defending Super Bowl champs on the road. Javonte Williams scored both touchdowns for the boys, but Dak was looking pretty sharp, and the Cowboys might have stolen the season opener if CeeDee Lamb could have held onto the ball. Either way, I came away from the game feeling pretty good about Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer. The Cowboys just find a way to be kind of good. I'm starting to think they might be kind of good. Then we had Chiefs-Chargers in Brazil. The Chiefs lost, which is cool shit. Terrible run game for the Chiefs. Cool shit. Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher in this game, 10 combined carries. Oh, that's it for Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, making Kansas City one-dimensional. Cool shit. Omarion Hampton averaged 3.2 per carry. The most interesting back in this game was Marshawn Lynch, whose second career as a photographer reminds me of Randy Johnson. Lynch eventually found Omarion Hampton on the sideline. Cool shit. And Beast Mode is the only ex-player I would trust to be giving my rookie running back in-game advice. I imagine the sagely advice Lynch is saying is, when you see the guard pull on power trap before you cut back,
run through a motherfucker face.
Inside zone, outside zone, the only thing you need to remember, young blood, is
run through a motherfucker face.
If you think I'm exaggerating, this was Marshawn Lynch on the official NFL Twitter account.
Hey man, I'm here in Brazil, around with the around, taking hella pictures and check out my work, you feel me?
Cool shit. Losing teammates? Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Last year, Mahomes ended Rashee Rice's season by tearing his ACL. This year, Travis Kelce illegally picked his own player and sent Xavier Worthy's shoulder into another dimension. My question is, did Kelce get jealous of Worthy?
Running through the halls of my house screaming, "We drafted Xavier Worthy!" And my friends are like...
You were the first person to tell me that
no,
we
I was
drafted the fastest
screeching.
man.
I was freaking out. We're
I
talking
couldn't
about
believe
like...
it either. I'm like, wait, is she right? I had to look this up.
After he kept jumping off sides and holding, Travis was ready to send Juwan to IR as well. It was nice to see the Chiefs fighting with each other, while the Chargers just played smart football and outdid them on pretty much every level.
I didn't know what a tight end was.
Winning tackle, Joe Alt, who gave up 0 pressures after he moved to left tackle to replace the injured Rashawn Slater as LA snapped their 6-game losing streak to the Chargers. The good news? Patty Mahomes does earn the only Mahomes throw of the week. A little lame that your own social media account had to say the thing, but an insane completion nonetheless. Losing uniforms, Georgia Tech. The Saints. Those jerseys are so ugly, Goodwill would burn them if you tried to donate them. The Cardinals get an ugly but much needed win. I'm hitting Kyler Murray with my FDR of the week. Just a perfect rainbow to Marvin Harrison Jr., who also had a touchdown in week 1. And my bold prediction is that running back Trey Benson finishes as Arizona's leading rusher this season. Stock down, NFL kickers. Blake Grupe missed a 30-yard field goal for the Saints. Browns rookie kicker Andre Smites had a very rough debut for Cleveland. The Browns should have had 20 points and the win, but Smits missed an extra point and went right on a 36-yarder with 2 minutes left in the game. Younghoe Koo missed a game winner. Harrison Butker missed a PAT. Tyler Loop missed a PAT. Jake Moody missed a couple field goals.
The demons of 24 live for Jake Moody.
Maybe one of those teams should sign this kid from the Pat McAfee Challenge.
Go on, Jack!
Losing announcer, Tom Brady trying to compare Russell Wilson to John Elway.
And Russ with a little bit of the John Elway going vertical. He smelled the end zone and he went for it.
I haven't said this for a while, but FYTB. Fuck you, Tom Brady. Thank you for reminding me why you suck at your job. Russell Wilson was so bad he did the impossible and made Giants fans yearn for Daniel Jones. The Jackson Dart era will start sooner rather than later. I hope the Giants find a run game for him first, though. Thank God Cam Scatabo laid some wood here because he finished with negative rushing yards in this game. Nick Bellore returned the wood on Gunnar Olszewski.
A little bit of the John Elway going vertical.
A predictable win for the Commanders. The Jaden Daniels to Zach Ertz connection still looking nice in the red zone. Winning, living up to the preseason hype, Bill Krosky-Merritt scoring a touchdown. Fantasy owners are jizzing in their pants. I'm going to call him Bill Brasky for the rest of the season, if that's okay.
Bill Brasky is a son of a bitch.
Jaden played well, but I have to give him my losing clock management award. Jaden Daniels tried to run a play instead of clocking it, and then he throws it out of the end zone. He was flagged for intentional grounding, and that led to a 10-second runoff in the end of the half. A rare brain fart by Jaden Daniels. Oh, and Deebo Samuel led the way in receiving yards for the Commanders and scored a touchdown. He is so not fat, guys. The Panthers might have a problem at linebacker based on this Hunter Long touchdown in the Jags win over the Panthers. I don't think anybody really paid attention to this game, especially after the lightning delay pushed it into the afternoon time slot, but Jacksonville rushed for 200 yards against Carolina. The winning running back this week, that's right, Travis Etienne, who had 143 yards, no fumbles, on just 16 carries. And of course, the Heisman winner, Travis Hunter, had 33 yards on 6 receptions, while also getting some snaps on defense. Tet McMillan got past Hunter for a grab. The Panthers looked really bad as a whole, and I'm not sure whatever they fixed mid-season in 2024 carried over into this new season.
He's watching the damn fucking thing.
He was watching the helmet.
He was watching the helmet.
Winning line, the ones Shad Khan snorted before giving this locker room speech.
This is what we envisioned in January, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever!
Also, the Jags offensive line, who provided Trevor Lawrence with the lowest pressure rate of the week. Yes, Cam Ward was the most pressured QB on earth by comparison. Winning punch, Nate Landman with the peanut punch to win it for the Rams. And since Travis Kelce was hit with an open hand, I didn't even consider that one. Puka Nacua went for over 100 yards for the 13th time, trails only OBJ for most 100-yard games in their first 30 starts. Nacua did this after having his head sliced open, making him my winning tough guy. Now, he may have retired, but we still honor Derek Carr with our new award, our Hospital Ball of the Week. Fitting. 'Twas Spencer Rattler carrying on the tradition for Carr in week 1.
Oh,
wow,
man.
we got to check on Olave
And
here.
it was Olave of all people.
Losing off-season hype, the Patriots and Ashton Genty. Genty had a really nice touchdown run and had to generate most of his yards after contact, but 2 yards per carry as the 6th overall pick will slow any hype train. The Patriots also drafted an exciting back in Travion Henderson. He got just 5 carries as Josh McDaniels had Drake May throw 46 passes to start the season. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's how Vrabel wants this offense to function. Beating Father Time, Pete Carroll, who made history by becoming the oldest NFL head coach to ever coach on Sunday, a record you will break every single week this season. Winning pettiness, Antonio Pierce, who does sound like a jealous ex.
You know, he's got a new vibe.
Listen, I hope it works for the Raiders. Good luck. I'm not there, but good luck.
Losing pettiness, Bill Belichick, who has banned Patriots scouts from attending UNC.
Well, it's clear that I'm not welcome there around their facility, and so they're not welcome in ours. Pretty simple.
Nothing says I told you so like robbing college kids a possible chance to be evaluated by an NFL team. That's the most pathetic thing you've ever done, Bill, and I hope you lose every game you coach at UNC and you get fired mid-season, you old curmudgeon. The most stimulating play, aka the new Arthur Smith Award, goes to 49ers tight end Jake Tongues. Sometimes good stimulation comes from places you don't expect. Sometimes it simply comes from a random tongue. After George Kittle left the game with a hamstring injury, Brock Purdy extended the play to find Tongues in the end zone. What a grab here. Run CMC had a solid return with 142 all-purpose yards. The Seahawks defense had a couple picks, and unfortunately, Gingers was white this week.
Bruh, they told me that Gingers is black.
That's what they said.
That's what I heard.
I didn't say that.
After Marshawn Lynch said Gingers is black, I figured we could track Sam Darnold every single week in his new home and see if he did anything cool. The answer week 1 is a resounding no, and he had the dumbest looking fumble throw my eyes witnessed on Sunday. Gingers is Gingers, but Darnold loves himself some Jackson Smith and Jigba, who had 124 of Sam's 150 passing yards. So far, Geno Smith looks like the much better quarterback, and Seattle has work to do on offense. Again, winning therapy bill, that goes to Jake Moody, who will officially be paying for Kyle Shanahan's anger management classes. Broncos Titans. Denver easily had the winning defense this week. It was so bad that Cam Ward's dad couldn't stand to watch his son take any more brutal hits. Maybe because they're calling screen passes to nobody? Did a white corner get an interception this week? No, but Riley Moss played a hell of a game for the Broncos. That Broncos Titans recap was posted yesterday, so you can check it out on this channel. Losing trade? Sorry, Jerry, but Micah Parsons looks like a steal for the Packers. Not only did Micah get a sack, not only did he bring plenty of pressure when he was on the field, but the Packers allowed just 46 rushing yards to one of the best rushing teams in the NFL. The Pack neutralized the Lions. Winning defender, Myles Garrett would have gotten this award had the Browns pulled it out, but instead I'm giving the winning defender to none other than Michael Parsons.
Did I talk to Michael?
Micah Parsons. I think we can say it normal again now that he's in Green Bay, right? Really, this award goes to the entire Packers defense, who held the league's most dangerous offense from a year ago to just 13 points. Is that going to end up being a weird week 1 anomaly, or are the Packers just really good on defense? Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 receptions for just 31 yards, which is the fewest yards allowed on 10 grabs in NFL history. Winning streaks? Yeah, like the dirty ones in your underwear. That goes to the Packers. Josh Jacobs has 9 consecutive games with a touchdown going back to last season, and the Packers win their 13th consecutive home opener, which is tied for longest winning streak in NFL history. Biggest letdown? The Lions. Fuck, Ben Johnson might have been even more important than we all thought. We thought he was pretty important. The Packers winning is not a surprise, but the lack of explosiveness from Detroit on any level is a concern. Winning catch that didn't matter, Isaac Tesla's incredible one-handed TD grab in garbage time. Winning rookie, well, Abdul Carter blocked a punt. Ashton Genty got his first touchdown. Emeka Egbuka got 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. But I'm giving it to Jets tackle Armand Membao, who allowed 0 pressures in his NFL debut and posted a run blocking grade of 90.3. Facing a defense with Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt, that's impressive. The Jets drafting an elite tackle is as rare as Daniel Jones earning our winning quarterback honors. And fuck it, Jones, you're getting the winning QB this week, okay? Jones is a guy who's got nothing but shit since he signed his big extension with the Giants 2 years ago. Shane Steichen made a fairly unpopular move to start Danny Dimes over the more athletic Anthony Richardson, and he was absolutely vindicated week 1. Jones played mistake-free football, throwing for 272 yards on 9.5 per attempt with 1 TD through the air and 2 on the ground. Indy had the ball for 38 minutes and 43 seconds in a disgustingly dominant time of possession over Miami. Suddenly, I'm not so happy about playing the Colts next week now that Danny Dimes learned Franklin Delano Roosevelt is on the back of the dime and dropped a couple FDRs in this game. Now, I do despise the saying, I did not have that on my bingo card, but Daniel Jones doing things for the Colts offense for the first time since Peyton Manning, I did not have that on my fucking bingo card, okay? Indy scoring on all 7 possessions. That hasn't happened for any team since 1977. Losing QB? Yeah, it's Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins were the worst team in week 1 by a pretty wide margin, and Tua was a big reason for that. He hit on just 14 of his 23 attempts, threw 1 TD, lost a fumble, and tossed a couple picks, including a really ugly one to Leatu Latu. Tua Tagovailoa picked by Leatu Latu. That's a tricky thing to say, but I think I nailed it.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua had just 2 more passing yards than Cam Ward, who was sacked 6 times in his NFL debut. Nick Cross blew up Tua on 1 play, and yes, Tua, that is your cross to bear. We had our suspicions that the Dolphins were going to take a big step back this year, and today made everyone feel pretty secure in that prediction. Tua and Justin Herbert are always going to get compared from the 2020 draft, and after Herbert balled out, I feel pretty comfortable saying he's in no danger of losing his lead. Biggest baby? No, not Trey Hendrickson, who did some pretend crying. It's Tyreek Hill. I guess when you have 10 babies, you turn into one, huh, Tyreek? Wait, is that why Rivers was always crying on the field too?
You do it all off your wife's cycle and what day she's most fertile, what day she's not fertile. Either really try to have a child or really not.
Hill has this week's losing stat as well. It's been an entire year since Cheetah has had a reception go for more than 30 yards. The Michael Penis Jr. Award. The player who rose to the occasion. Well, Michael Penis might have taken the award named in his honor, if not for that last-second miss off the foot of Younghoe Koo. Penix needed every inch as he reached for a lead-taking touchdown with about 2 minutes left. Instead, I'm going to give the award to Baker Mayfield and Emeka Egbuka, who needed just a little over a minute to connect in the back of the end zone and give Tampa a gritty Week 1 win. 4 grabs, 67 yards, and 2 TDs for Egbuka. Winning game manager? That's Joey Burrow. Only 114 passing yards for Joe. In a bizarre twist of fate, it was actually the Bengals defense that carried a pretty anemic offense for the Bengals in Week 1. In another bizarre twist of fate, the Bengals actually took care of business in Week 1. Joe Flacco threw almost twice as many passes as Joe, but Burrow only needed 14 completions and 1 TD to vanquish his 40-year-old counterpart. The Bengals offense gained merely 7 yards in the second half, the fewest for a winning team in 25 years. But just to know that the Bengals can indeed win a defensive slugfest is impressive. But like I said, it was against the Browns. It was against the Browns. Winning game of the week? Bills-Ravens. How often is the best game of the year also the first Sunday night football game of the year? This rematch of the AFC divisional round game from January lived up to all the hype and exceeded it. Lamar Jackson was as efficient as ever. 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing TD. He wasn't efficient on this scramble. It took him 75.9 yards of running just to get 19 in the first down. Gross. But you get the point. Derrick Henry was unstoppable, banging out a $169 and had 9.5 yards per carry. And I honestly don't know how a team loses when they score 40 points and only commit 1 turnover. Yes, I do. His name's Josh Allen. DeAndre Hopkins pulled in a grab I would not have expected to see him make at the age of 55 or whatever. Zay Flowers was great. Everything was great for the Ravens until it wasn't. Josh Allen's Week 1's best, 394 passing yards, willed the Bills back into this classic. Losing defender? corner Jair Alexander, who missed most of training camp due to the same injury that prompted the Packers to release him. Jair gave up 2 big plays for a combined 57 yards on back-to-back downs that sealed the game for the Bills. The worst thing he might have done in this sequence, though, was tripping up Keon Coleman as he was about to walk into the end zone and actually give the Ravens offense the ball back with time on the clock. Maybe Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst isn't as dumb as Pat McAfee wanted us all to believe.
Oh, Gutekunst, we're just automatically assuming he's a smart person?
The Bills, they get my Michael Myers award because they're never fucking dead. The best coach to be trailing by 2 scores to is John Harbaugh. He holds a lead the same way Lamar can hold in a bowel movement.
Lamar, did you have a say on that 4th and 3 yard?
No, I was cramping, so that's why I pretty much jogged out the field.
The Bills were down 40-25 with 5 minutes left. And again, the most loyal fans in the NFL were leaving early. That's how over we thought this game was.
Good number of folks have left here at Highmark Stadium.
Then this happened.
Dawson Knox
tips the ball back to Keon Coleman for the score. And then this happened. And this hurts me. The losing fumble goes to Derrick Henry, who gave the worst stiffy of his career. Still much more acceptable than the stiffy Justin Tucker gave, but I digress. The Ravens' final 3 offensive drives were sad. They had 400 yards of offense and then went 3 and out for 6 yards, fumbled, and went 3 and out for 7 yards. What happened? Also, a 41-year-old Matt Prater could blast the game-winning kick. A man so old that when he joined the team earlier this week, they thought he was a new coach.
I'm not going to take a shot at his age, but he walks into the special teams meeting, and I'm like, oh, we got a new coach. And then I'm like, wait, that's Matt Prater.
First time I seen him, I was like, is that a coach? The oldest guy in the world, ain't he?
Also worth noting that Josh Allen had more yards in the 4th quarter at 250 than 6 teams had in all of week 1. He's already the leader in the clubhouse for back-to-back MVP seasons. Winning receiver? Surprise, surprise, it's Quentin Johnston, mother lickers. I liked the entire Chargers receiving group, okay? And I actually think we're done making fun of Quentin Johnston. He looks like a real wide receiver, and the Chargers seem like they've got a formidable trio of wideouts with Johnston, Ladd, and the ageless wonder himself, Keenan Allen, in his second stint with the team. Johnston had 5 grabs for 79 yards, but most importantly, a couple of touchdowns that gave the Chargers enough distance from the Chiefs and whatever voodoo bullshit they might have been able to pull off in Brazil. Not the most eye-popping stat line in terms of receptions and yards, but I'm guessing Chargers fans are finally starting to feel okay about the QJ pick a couple years ago. And it's been a while, but the revenge dagger is back. In the revenge game, it's going to Aaron Rodgers.
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
We all knew the revenge dagger was going to go to whoever won this game, right? Whether it was Justin Fields beating the Steelers or Aaron Rodgers beating the Jets. Jets fans gave Rodgers an appropriate welcome. Both QBs actually played really well. Fields was surprisingly great against the blitz. Rodgers balled out against the team that made him fly across the country just to tell him they were moving on at quarterback. Rodgers rifled four touchdowns, becoming the 3rd oldest player to do so, trailing only Brady and Breeze in age. The Jets apparently had the highest successful play rate according to these black bars. That looks like the same amount of redacted information Rodgers sees in his reports when he's doing his own research. Pittsburgh didn't have a single opening drive go for a touchdown last year. Rodgers got him one in his first game, which is a way nicer thing than what he gave to the Jets in his first game with them. A medical bill I think they're still trying to pay off. And the winning kick, the 60-yard game winner by the Boz. And my winning hit, Jalen Ramsey hitting Garrett Wilson so damn hard to ice the game that Wilson tried to catch a ride home with Aaron Rodgers because he forgot he wasn't his quarterback anymore. Losing soundbite?
The kick from Falk, and he massages it through.
Ian, you can't say massage while talking about a kicker in the same sentence anymore. Thanks, Justin. Thanks. The last game of the week was indeed Monday Night Football, and it was a snooze fest for about 3 quarters. Now, Caleb Williams started out hot. He was 10 for 10 passing and had a nice rushing TD to give the Bears an early lead. He found Rome Odunze on the sideline for a textbook toe tap. The Bears defense was giving J.J. McCarthy nothing, who started 1 for 2 passing. Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen had appeared to turn the Bears into a real team. Top of the third quarter, J.J. McCarthy comes in and fires a pick 6 after 40 straight minutes of nothing but defense. Things were looking bleak for the Vikings. And Barstool was technically wrong because these were all of J.J. McCarthy's highlights through the first 3 quarters. And then the Vikings turned something on in the fourth. My winner of defeating communism, J.J. McCarthy, whose witch hunt proved fruitful in the fourth quarter as McCarthyism spread in Chicago like wildfire. McCarthy became the first quarterback to overcome a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter and win in his debut since 1985. Year of the Bears. That's irony. The fourth quarter kid threw both of his touchdowns and rushed for a score all in the fourth. That's the face of a man who is ready to oust all communist and Soviet sympathizers. My bed shitters, Caleb Williams, and the Bears in the fourth quarter. Caleb's accuracy as the game progressed just got worse and worse. He missed a layup touchdown to DJ Moore. Even the throw that got Chicago back in the game was off target and a near miss, if not for Cole Kmet's crotch-utilizing acrobatic catch. Chicago did get into the end zone late, but didn't give themselves a chance when Cairo Santos failed to kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, which allowed the Vikings to return the kick and take the clock past the 2-minute warning. That essentially cost Chicago 40 seconds and any chance to tie the game. If you can't kick it out of the back of the end zone from the 35 in the NFL, it's time to retire. Boom, and those are your week 1 winners and losers. Thank you guys so much for returning to watch these episodes. They're our biggest thing we do every week, our favorite thing to put together for you. So I appreciate all of your silly